What's up, everyone? It's Clorinda here, HubSpot strategist at BBD Boom. Today, I wanted to share with you 5 really cool updates that HubSpot has released in the HubSpot CRM, 4 from the last month and another one from March. So the first update I wanted to share with you were commenting and collaboration upgrades in assets within HubSpot. So this is applicable for anyone who has professional or enterprise level hubs, and this applies to forms, campaigns, and workflows. So this is really useful if you are collaborating within a team and you want to make sure that people are responding to changes that are required or suggestions that are required while you are working on a specific campaign. So just as an example, I'm currently on our test portal. So you might see some things are broken. Don't worry, it's just pretend. All right, I'm just going to go to workflows. So if you don't know how to get to workflows, you want to click on automation and workflows. Now I'm just going to pick a random workflow that we've got here. So let's say content download automation. Now, once again, this applies to forms and campaigns as well, but I'm just going to use this as an example. Now you'll see here that we have a workflow and there's something that's a little bit broken at the end. So just pretend that I'm working within a team and my job is to make sure that the workflow is working smoothly. However, it's not my job to actually implement those changes. So looking at this workflow, I can see there's an error here. I want to notify the person who's in charge of that task, and I can do that by simply hovering over this and see where there's a little comment icon. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and I can make notes on here. So let's say I want to notify a colleague of mine to make changes. I'm just going to add, let's say, Nick. This needs updating. Perfect. And I'm going to comment. So now that I've commented, Nick on his end will get a notification that will lead him straight to this specific area so he can make the changes needed. Now, another thing you can do is if you click on the double arrow on the top right, you'll see that there is a sidebar that shows you all the comments in this entire workflow. If you click on the orange icon, it takes you directly to where that comment was made. Additionally, you can also click on this icon here, hit comment mode, and you'll see an orange border around the whole screen. This will enable you to make comments in multiple places. So if you hover over the action boxes, you'll notice that the cursor has turned into a plus sign, and you can go ahead and go on a commenting spree throughout the workflow, all forms, all campaigns. It's up to you. So that's really cool for the first update. If you are Now, the second upgrade that I wanted to share with you is the workflow enrollment history panel, which now exists in your HubSpot workflows. So once again, you do need a professional level to have access to workflows. I believe it's sales and marketing. So to see this, you want to go to any live workflow that you have. So once again, to get to workflows, you want to go to automation and then workflows. So over here, go ahead to the top right and click more, and you'll see view enrollments with a new icon on the right side. And what you'll see when you click on that is a history of all the contacts or companies that have ever been enrolled in that workflow. So this is really useful if you are trying to troubleshoot, let's say, a certain issue. A use case would be, let's say a contact hasn't enrolled in a workflow like you thought they should. You can go ahead here and search for their name. So let me just do a quick search randomly. And you'll only see that person in the workflow when they've enrolled and exactly what actions happen within that workflow as well. Alternatively, if you want to look at a specific time frame, you can also hit the date range, and you can pick out a time frame from this specific set list or preset list that HubSpot has set for you, or you can also choose a custom time frame. So this is really useful for lots of different things, as you can imagine. For example, troubleshooting a workflow that's not working, or just trying to find out extra information, really. The third update I'd like to share with you guys is transcriptions in HubSpot phone calls. So you can now get transcriptions for any calls that are being recorded in your HubSpot CRM. Previously, when you make calls, you'd have to write down notes. You get recorded calls, but not a full transcription. So you can see how useful that would be in pulling out information that you might not have been able to capture previously. So to do that, you do need access to a paid service or sales professional seat. And in order to turn this setting on, you want to make sure you're going to the settings icon, and then on the left panel, scroll down till you go to tools and then calling. When you get there, you'll see two tabs. So the first one is called configuration. Make sure that you are turning on call recording. That will allow you to then turn on the transcription. So once you've done that, go ahead to transcription and analysis. Now you'll see I don't have a paid spot at the moment, and this is a test portal. But if you do have access to paid service or paid sales, you will be able to turn on transcription. Now, once you've turned that on, HubSpot will automatically transcribe calls that have been made in the last 7 days that were recorded in the system. So that's good to know if you have calls that you wanted to look through, and also calls moving forward. Just make sure that the calls are being made within HubSpot. All right, so for the fourth update, I also wanted to share with you inbound calling. So this is really useful if you are based in US, UK, or Canada, or you have one of those phone numbers. So basically, you can now register for a phone number from the US, UK, or Canada, and this will allow you to receive calls directly through the HubSpot CRM. If you have a mobile phone with the HubSpot app, it will also be forwarded to your phone through the HubSpot CRM. So to set this up, what you want to do is make sure you're in settings. Once again, on the left panel, scroll down to tools and then calling, and then click the phone numbers tab here. You can now request a phone number. So, okay, I believe I don't have access to this in this particular portal, but if you do, you will see a button on the top right that says request a phone number, and you can register for a UK, US, or Canadian phone number. Once you've done that, you can start receiving inbound calls to your HubSpot CRM, have that recorded and logged in your CRM, and also get them transcribed. So that's really, really cool. Whereas previously you've had to log inbound calls manually. So this is a great update to know about. Finally, the last update I love to share with you was released back in March, but if you haven't heard of it, you can now apply SLAs to your tickets. So let's say your sales and marketing team has a specific SLA, and in this SLA, you have a requirement that all sales team members have to respond to their sales tickets within 24 hours. So this is a really great way to make sure that your sales team have appropriately and reminded enough of those timeframes within HubSpot so that they don't miss their due dates. So to do this, you want to go to settings, top right icon again. On the left panel, scroll down till you hit inboxes, click that drop down, and then click inboxes again. You will see this window here. I want you to go ahead and click on the SLAs new. All right, so let's say, like I said before, you want your sales team members to respond to their tickets within 24 hours. You want to go ahead and turn on time to first reply. And you can choose to either apply this SLA to either all tickets in the inbox or based on priority. So for this example, I'm just going to apply it to all tickets. And then below you have two time frame options. One is to set it when it's overdue. So if I do want the SLA to be set within 24 hours, the reply time to be set within 24 hours, I will select 24 and overdue. And then you also have an opportunity to do a due soon so that they will be reminded beforehand when the tickets are meant to be closing soon. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and click save. So I'm just going to change this so it shows you the pop-up. Make sure you hit save before you leave, because otherwise, it's not going to apply. So when you're done, you are pretty much good to go. And now when your sales team members open up their tickets, they will see on the top right that the ticket's either due soon or past overdue, and it will be red if it's past overdue. So that's really useful to know if you have specific SLAs that you want to adhere to, and it'll be easier for your sales team members to keep to that requirement as well. So that is my fifth and final update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions regarding these updates, we will have links, first of all, in the email to get you to read more about it. But if you have any additional questions about HubSpot or anything that you need help with in terms of your setup, please do not be afraid to reach out to BBD Boom, and we will do our best to help you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next month. Bye.